Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Beer Garden. We do have Sha Tin this weekend and two feature races on the card, which is race number 6, which is the Standard Chatter Cup. It's a Group 1 race, and then a grade or a Group 3 race, the Sha Tin Vaz, and that's over 1,200 meters. The cup is over 2,400 meters. So we have a sprint and also a staying race. So two of the best of both worlds here. So this is going to be a really exciting card. We have 11 races on the card as well. And we do have a little bit of everything on this card. So we're going to go right into it, into the Group 1 race. So this is going to be a really interesting field. We have last year's winner, Panfield, who is going to try to go back to back. Exultant won this race, one of my favorites, Pakistan Star as well. So this is one of the best staying races in Sha Tin or in Hong Kong in general. So Sarah, who is your selection for the big one at Sha Tin?
I like Zabrowski. I've picked him before. I'm taking him again. He is the 8 here. He hasn't raced this distance since he came over from Australia, but in Australia, he has experience at this distance. 4 tries with 2 placings under his belt. So he shouldn't struggle too much. Like I said, he hasn't run this in Hong Kong yet, so we'll see how he does here. A really nice recent barrier trial, though, kind of shows that he's still in form. He's still looking good. And Vincent Ho is just going to continue to give him another really great ride here. Just solid form, really should set off the pace. And I think he can hold on to hopefully get us that win.
Great minds think alike, but we'll get into that later because I do have an opinion on that as well. And Charene, you're going to be telling us your selection and also Steve's selection. So go ahead with what your selection is and Steve's selection.
Yeah, so I will tell you guys my selection first. I will go for another horse trained by Casper Fong. That will be number 9, Senatoba. This trainer is sending 3 horses in this year's Chatter Cup. To be honest, I think that 3 of them are having quite good chances, including Zabrowski. He is quite interesting with the good draw. And also Senatoba, my selection. He is the winner of the Queen Mother Cup last month, and we see that he is performing quite well over 2,400 meters. And I think that in this field of 10, Senatoba has the best time among the field, and I will be quite looking forward to him to race over a Group 1. So with some good preparation recently, he is doing really well on the morning track work, and it is good to see that Joe Morera will be still riding Senatoba in the Group 1. So my selection will be number 9, Senatoba, and also we will also include Steve's selection here in our show today. He will go for the 3. Tourbillon Diamond, and he is also doing quite well this season because maybe last time we see that in the QE2 Cup he finished second behind the Romantic Warrior, who is quite up and coming 4-year-old, and Tourbillon Diamond this time he will also step up into 2,400 meters. However, before coming to Hong Kong when he was racing in Australia, he already have some great experience over there. He is the 3rd in the Australia Derby in 2020. So this time Steve will be looking forward to Tourbillon Diamond stepping up into 2,400 meters. That's our selection.
Yeah, and I'm going to go with Sarah on this one because, as I said before, great minds think alike, and she thought the same thing. The Group 1 experience for Zabrowski, getting a second at Royal Randwick, I believe, or I think it was at Sydney, and also at I believe Caulfield at Victoria. So he does have that experience. He has a win at Happy Valley with their only group race that they have. It's a Group 3 race at Happy Valley. So he was able to win on that field. I mean, his last 2 races haven't been up to par, but I think with the staying prowess that he has, I do believe that Zabrowski should have a chance. Another Casper Founds horse as well. So maybe the 2 Casper Found horses will duke it out at the end. I mean, no knock on Russian Emperor, who defeated a lot of, I would say, a giant killer in this field. He could very well show up again. Tourbillon Diamond getting a second last time out could potentially be another one that could upset as well. But I'm gonna go with Zabrowski. I think that Sarah is onto this one as well. I think he should run a very bold race. So to review our selections, Sarah and myself go for number 8 Zabrowski. Charene goes for the Big Gray, number 9 Senior Toba, and then race number 6, horse number 3 Tourbillon Diamond for Steve. And now we go on to the Sha Tin Vaz. So this is over 1,200 meters. Some are trying this trip for the first time, believe it or not. And this is a relatively newer race. The very first one was at 2012 with Captain Sweet winning with when Brett Preble was in Hong Kong. We also have another one of my favorite horses in Hong Kong, Aero Velocity, Not Listening to Me, and Courier Wonder won this race last year. So Sarah, who do we have? I had a lot to say there, so go ahead. I need to catch my breath.
I thought you just carry on with my picks as well. But I'm going to take the 10, Cordyceps 6 here with Alexi Bedell aboard. He does get quite a weight break coming in at only 113 pounds for this race. So that'll definitely help out here. He's racing in really tough company, but also racing in familiar companies such as Nervous Witness, who he's beaten before. He's also come in 6 behind him as well, but he's been in really great form lately, really showing up as a strong competitor here in his last few races this season. He's really been nothing but on fire. Starting off with a couple wins under his belt. Last time out, we saw him get that second placing behind Lucky With You, but still a really great race for him. And Blake Shin was aboard that time. So we'll see how Alexi does here. It shouldn't be a problem at all. He's another great jockey. So I think we're going to see a lot of talent out of him. Really I see trail the field here, but he has a really nice, strong finishing move. And this kind of company he's racing in, I think he's going to be able to pull it off.
Yeah, especially that he's climbed up in the ratings from Griffin all the way from class 4 all the way to class 2. And he's shown that he's won in every single class that he's been in. So it'll be a very interesting one, especially since he's beat the likes of Run Cool and also Smart Idea, who we've seen before. But does get the weight break as well. So we'll see how he runs. And Charene and Steve's selections, what do we have, Charene?
Yeah, for me, I'm with Sarah. I also like number 10, Cordyceps 6. Sarah just mentioned that the story of this horse, I think it is really nice to see him graduated from the Griffin race and then having quite good performance this season. I thought that he was a strict course specialist. However, he proved that he is also doing very, very well over the turn. So 1,200 meters for him is definitely not a problem. And this time, especially in the group 3, he can also have some weight allowance. He will just carrying 113 pounds. And also we see that the jockey trainer partnership, Alexi Bedell and trainer Richard Gibson, also have another top sprinter in Hong Kong, Wellington. So I will be quite looking forward to Alexi riding Cordyceps 6 on Sunday. And I think that he is quite strong, and then he is a up and coming 3-year-old, because usually in near the end of the season at this race, the Sha Tin Fast, we will also see the winners are some up and coming sprinters. So Cordyceps 6 this time racing over a group 3, I will be looking forward to him, and I think that he is still able to win it. So my selection will be also number 10, Cordyceps 6, and for Steve's, he will go for number 5, Super Wealthy. Maybe this time I think that it is quite interesting to see that Zach Purton will be riding on board Super Wealthy. This horse, as I will say, he is quite a group 3 horse, because at the beginning of the season, he is the winner of the National Day Cup, and then later when he racing in the group 1 or group 2, he may find it quite difficult to win it. However, this time racing in a group 3, he should be able to have some good performance, especially with Zach Purton on board. So my selection, number 10, Cordyceps 6, and Steve's selection will be number 5, Super Wealthy.
Yeah, interestingly enough, Super Wealthy had Luke Curry on it. Was only beat by 2 lengths against Wellington in that last G1 race. So he does have a chance, I think, as Charene mentioned, a group 3 horse, but he didn't, it wasn't that bad of a performance last time out. So I'm sure you could get a very good price on Super Wealthy as well. So I went with another one that could turn the tables on you guys, which is against Cordyceps 6, and that is the other one down the bottom, Nervous Witness. Now we do get Wagner Borgs. I'm sure he wants this group 3 race win. And Nervous Witness was one of the hyped horses in Hong Kong. At the beginning of the season, he was just dominating, winning so many races in a row until Cordyceps 6 beat him. And then he was able to race against Stoltz at Sha Tin, and then at Happy Valley, they turned the tables on each other because Stoltz ended up winning. But I think the draw is going to be very favorable for him. And then he also is not going to carry that much weight as well. He does have the speed. I think I think he could do a little bit of tactical. He could be in the front, or he could be a little bit off the pace. So it would be very interesting to see how Wagner Boers run him. I think this is going to be the first time he's been on board. So I think Nervous Witness, I think he could. I don't know what his odds will be, but I think he does have a chance in this race as well, because he has proven that he's won at group in class 2 level, which some of these horses have been through as well. Real quick, before I mention our review, I do want to mention Hot King Prod. I've been on this horse so many times, and I decided not to go for him. So if he shows up, that's me. That's because I didn't pick him this time. So we'll see how that goes with that. So race number 9, the Sha Tin Vase, we have Steve goes for number 5, Super Wealthy. Charene, the ladies, and Sara, which is you guys, the ladies, all both go for Cordyceps 6. And then I go for number 11, Nervous Witness. And now we're going to go straight to our best bet. Sara, what is your best bet on the card?
I'm going to the opener, the Griffin race. That's race 1, the Pakistan Star Plate, over 1,200 meters. And I'm going to take the one here, Circuit 9, with Chadwick aboard. This horse made a very impressive debut in Hong Kong earlier this month, and I see him coming back to perform just as strong again, stretching out just a little bit further. But you rewatch the Argonaut Griffin Plate where he won last time by 1.8 lengths. He really made a nice move, really seemed to have taken to the track, which was really nice to see. It is tough with these horses. They're still trying to learn the track and everything, but he's a really talented 3-year-old. He kind of blew me away really watching that. I think he's going to be a really, really strong horse. I don't see that stretching out even to the 1,200 is going to be an issue at all. I think the 7 in this field is going to really lead the field, that Young Sparkle with Moreira aboard, but I do feel that Circuit 9 Chadwick's going to take it home and really gear down that horse in the stretch.
And Charene, do great minds think alike here?
Yes, another great horse apart from Senatoba. I will also select Circuit 9, number 1 in the opener, as my best bet too. Because last time we see that he is quite a different class in the Griffin race. He is quite very, very competitive, I would say. Because last time he was winning from the back, and I still remember that at that day the track was affected by some rain. It is a good to yielding ground. On that day, nearly all the winners were leading or staying in front. However, Circuit 9, as a debutant, he can chase from the back and to win it. So it was very, very impressive. And this time, climbing up to a longer distance, 1,200 meters, is definitely more suitable for him. And also, Gate 1 will be quite ideal for him. So I think that he's quite hard to beat, especially Sara just mentioned that race 1, quite a weak field here. The other horses are quite green, very, very green. And Circuit 9 is now showing us he is now improving and then becoming more and more mature. So Gate 1 for him, very good position. So I think that Circuit 9 can win the another Griffin race in this season. So number 1, Circuit 9 in race 1 as my best bet. And for Steve, his best bet will be in race 7. It is a class 4 over 1,400 meters. He is selecting number 3, Eternal Bloom. He is also quite an up-and-coming 3-year-old. He broke his maiden on his second start in Hong Kong in March. And then after winning that last time out, he was jumping from a wide draw, Gate 9. I think the draw was quite difficult for him. So I think that Eternal Bloom last time out was quite forgivable. And this time climbing up to 1,400 meters, he should be also suitable over a longer distance. And more importantly, Gate 3 can enable him to stay in a great position. Maybe he can get the rail easily. And then I will also think that Eternal Bloom is having quite a good chance. So Steve's best bet will be race 7, number 3, Eternal Bloom.
Yeah, Eternal Bloom had some actually really good trials up until Happy Valley, and then when he went to Sha Tin, won on debut at Sha Tin, and then had more trials as well. So Circuit 9, I'm trying to think of who picked that one last time in the Griffin race, but I'll let you guys decide who actually picked that one when he won on debut. I'm gonna go for my best bet is gonna be race number 8, and that is the number 7 Golden Empire. Been on this one before. Zach Purton gets the ride again. This is over 1,400 meters. Class 3. He's gonna take a little bit step up here, but he did win barely in his penultimate race back when I think Jerry Chow rode him, and he's won on Jerry Chow. He's won on Zach Purton on his second race debut at Hong Kong. And the field looks pretty tough. I mean, we did have Beauty Live in this race, who was disappointing the last time out. He does have a good draw, but Golden Empire is drawn right next to him, has a little bit less weight. Oriental Smoke was another one I believe that Zach Purton was on, but Luke Curry gets the ride this time. Pretty competitive class 3 race now that I think about it. You look at some of the other ones, Private Rocket, Storm Legend, Compassionate Spirit, but I think Golden Empire could get this one again. So to review our best bets, Sara and Charene, the ladies, go for race number 1, Circuit 9 as their best bet. Steve is race number 7, 3 Eternal Bloom, and then my best bet is in race number 8, 7 Golden Empire. So now we're going to try to find some value for you here in Hong Kong at Sha Tin. And Sara, who is your value pick that's not 7-2 or whatever it was last time?
I know. And I kind of have a feeling, after I picked this horse and I was really going back through my notes, I was like, it might not get much of the greatest value, but my value bet does come in at race 5. The 3 Casa Papa, we got Purton aboard here. This horse is making his Hong Kong debut. He's had quite the career in Australia. And had more success at the 1,600 meter. Now he's coming to do the 1,200 meter distance here, but just coming off of 3 really nice barrier trials, a couple at Sha Tin and the most recent one over the Happy Valley track with Moreira aboard. But Moreira's been, he's staying on Power Cup. So we're getting Purton, which is a very strong booking, of course. But I just looking back at his performances in Australia, he seemed to really take to this distance of the 1,400 meters and really was showing great form. So I think, with the breaks that he's had from racing, starting off at that 1,200 meters, really going to jump him into gear. And I think you could really see some great value here on him and definitely probably playing to hit the board. I think we're going to see a nice run on his Hong Kong debut.
Yeah, also as well, he's had a group 3 placing and also was in a group 2 as well. So he does have a lot of form in Australia, coming to Hong Kong and especially getting climatized and getting a win at a trial at Happy Valley. There is a potential value there. And real quick, Sara, I didn't mean to knock you on there. Sometimes when you're thinking of a value play, you think of like 1 to 9 and then or like $1.37. You're like, I'm not gonna take that. So if that horse was $1.90, you're not gonna take that. But if you get 7-2 on that same exact horse, then there's the value right there. So obviously you want to try to find the value. And if he's a really short price favorite and then just comes up and doesn't get any more money, then you have your value right there. 3-1, I'd take that any day over a 1 to 9 horse. So all right, Charene, what is your value bet?
Yeah, my value bet, I'm quite sure that he will having quite a big prize. It will be in race 2, number 2, Easy Snip, because his form in Hong Kong is definitely not good. He was being beaten for 3 times in class 3. However, this time dropping in class 4, I will be looking forward to him because for his form, Easy Snip was racing in Australia before coming to Hong Kong. He was a maiden winner in Victoria over there. So I will think that at the moment, maybe he will be quite difficult to face the class 3 rivals in Hong Kong. So this time dropping in class 3 with a lot of new horses in the field, I think that Easy Snip is should be improving because at the end of the season recently, we usually see some class dropper having quite good results, especially over Sha Tin. So Easy Snip this time also ridden by Jerry Chow to take away some weight. The weight, he will not be quite difficult for him. So also gate 5 for him, he can stay in the midfield, which will be a great position for him. So I'm quite sure that he will be having quite a big prize. So race 2, number 2, Easy Snip will be my value bet on Sunday. And for Steve, I also think that this horse is quite good. We will have some quite good value. It will be in race 3, class 4 over the strict horse. Steve's value bet will be number 12, Super Axiom. He is always a fast horse with quite good speed. And however, recently we see that he was quite difficult to keep till the end, but his rating now is at bottom one, the 48. He is able to bounce back because recently we see that his gate speed is still be very consistent. And recently during the track work, he is doing quite well, showing that the horse now currently is very fit. So this time ridden by Dynamo, don't underestimate him. So Steve's value bet will be race 3, number 12, Super Axiom.
Yeah, Super Axiom gets the outside draw, which is where you want to be, especially when you're going up the straight at Sha Tin. And then he does have a lot of racing experience, especially since you have some horses that are being raced for the first time in the class 4. And as far as Charene's value bet, Easy Snip is a gelding, so I guess he already got the Easy Snip right there. So and then my value bet is also in race number 5, so I went with something similar to Sara. I went with number 12, High Cloud, with Lyle Hewitson. Lyle's been still running hot, and you do have the combination of Lyle Hewitson and Douglas White, one in Ireland, and then also I think he could also get something out of this race as far as being climatized, maybe a little bit of experience. I probably would take this on an each way chance. They stepped him up to a class 3. I think that's a little bit too difficult for him, especially being a 3-year-old. But winning that race at Dundalk was actually pretty impressive. If you actually watch the race, it looks pretty good. He was carrying 60.5 kilos, which is, if you had that much weight, you'd be probably up in the higher ratings of the class 3, but now he's going to not carry that much. So, and especially since you see a lot of horses that have won at big prices that have won in other, I think Texas Moon was one that was winning in Ireland, and then he became an 80-1 and then ended up winning. So I think with the combination of Lyle Hewitson, I'm going to go with the hot hand with Lyle Hewitson and Douglas White. So to review our value bets, Steve is up the straight. So race number 3, 12, Super Axiom. Race number 2 for Charene, 2, Easy Snip. Sara is with race number 5, 3, Casa Papa. And then I'm also on race number 5, number 12, High Cloud. So if me and Sara get this Quinella, it could pay heaps of money. So maybe give it a try. You never know with $1. So, all right, that is our preview. I think this is Stream. This is the last group racing in Hong Kong until the end of the season, right?
It will be the last Group 1 in Hong Kong in the season, the Chatter Cup, and then it is also one of the second Group 1 over 2,400 meters, because we don't have many stayer races in Hong Kong, but Chatter Cup is definitely a great race to watch.
Absolutely. And we've seen a lot of great horses win that race. So until next time, Happy Valley. We're going to see you then on the city circuit, and hopefully we were able to find you some winners. As far as Sha Tin goes, 11 races on the card. You're going to have a marathon of racing. You also have the treble, which is the last 3. And then you also have the 6-up. I don't think, let's see if there's a jackpot real quick before we go. There is no jackpot. So we're going to have a lot of fresh money into this pool. So we'll see how it goes for all of us this Sunday at Sha Tin. Good night, everybody.
Bye.